Hi guys, Shika here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Before we go any further, show me some love and subscribe, and don't forget to leave any comments and likes and let me know what you want to see in the future. Today, we are showing you how to achieve this look. I get asked all the time, what is it that you have on your face? What foundation do you use? What concealer do you use? What blush do you use? How you do your eyebrows? How you do your lips? All the different questions. So today I'm going to be able to answer all of that for you and show you my quick 15-minute glam that I do when I'm trying to go to an event and I don't have a whole lot of time, but I want to get this beat together. So come on in and join me, and I'm going to show you how I achieve my signature look. Hey guys, so I'm all moisturized. I did that already. You already know my go-to favorites are the Lancome Absolute Collect. So I toned first with the Absolute Rose Toner, my favorite. Just with a simple cotton pad, put it on there and kind of put it on. If you don't have that, you can use your fingers too. Put it on like an essence, really nice. Then after that, I do my serum. Super, super good. It's great for hydration. It helps to fight against all the free radicals, and it's made by Perpetual Roses, harvested in the South of France. I've been there. It is absolutely amazing, and it's so beautiful. The garden, everybody that was there just was so attentive to everything, and they're so passionate about everything that they do, and you can feel it and see it, and it just shows in the quality of product. Then lastly, after that, I'll put on the Lancome Absolute Moisturizer. I put a nice amount on. I put more than most people would put on. I like for my skin to kind of just absorb it, and then after it's absorbed, whatever is left will mix right into the foundation. It's always great. You know, that gives a little extra plumpiness too. It makes it really dewy and fresh and nice, and that's what I like when I send my clients out on carpet. But we're not doing the client today. Today we're doing me. I do get a lot of questions all the time. What are you wearing on your skin? How do you do your makeup? How do you do your eyebrows like that? What do you do for contouring? How do you highlight? What blush do you use? So today's the day. I'm going to show you. Starting with my brows, which is what I always do. I do that on my clients and I do it on myself, of course. And I'm using the Lancome Chocolate Brow Define Pencil, and it's got like a little spoolie on the end there. So for me, as you could see, I don't have a lot of eyebrows, but I don't want it to ever look like I've drawn in like a full blocked out eyebrow. I start at the end, as you can see, because that's where I have less hairs and I have more hairs kind of in the middle here. So I just kind of come out here towards the end and I start here and then work my way back inward. But I never draw lines going straight like that. I tend to kind of go in the direction that my natural hairs are going, and then let them kind of fall short of the edge. So then it just kind of creates like little hairs. As I'm doing it though, I'm always brushing through. That helps to break up the wax that's in the pen or in the pencil and creates like beautiful lines to help to accentuate and make it look like you have full natural brows. So as you can see, I'm just kind of going in, but I'm not going in this way. I'm going up in the natural direction of the hairs of my brows and starting from that base, just filling it gradually. You might have to go over a few times, so one swipe might not be it. Notice I'm not using a pencil as dark as my hairs because then it would create like a really dramatic look, and that's not what I'm going for. I'm going for really, really natural. So I'm just going back over the end, and then when I get to this front part now, this is usually the trickier part because you want it to kind of fade and really look natural. So what I normally do is just start from here and just do little lines going up. You can do lines, you can do little dots, you can do anything that's like separate, but that's not completely together. And then once I do that, then I'll just kind of brush through it, and then it will meet the rest of my brow and it's all natural. And there you have it. I'm gonna go in and do the other eye now, and then we'll move on to the rest. So now my brows are on, and I'm just going to do a little cleaning underneath it. Some might call it cleaning, some might call it highlighting. I just like to emphasize the highlight underneath my brow, and it also kind of just gives it a little bit of sharpness too, which I kind of really like. It looks great on the red carpet. So I'm just gonna take my concealer. I'm using the Tanti Doll All Over Concealer in 440, and it's just a lighter shade, and I do use that for underneath my eye. And it's the same color. I just put a little bit on the tip of my brush, and I'm just gonna go in, just highlight. Notice I'm not going all the way in here. I'm starting the highlight towards the end, and I like a more natural highlight and just kind of bringing that out. Now I'm just going to take a little bit more that's on the brush and bring her just a little forward, and then I'll fade out the concealer downward. What do you think? Like, so then now what I'll do is, before I go over to the other one, I'll take a brush, usually something like this, like something that I put my concealer on with, or just something that has nothing on it, and then I'll take that and just blend out underneath, really softening that up, blending it down until all the edges kind of so we still have a highlight, but we're nice like blended. Now I have seen people take the same brush with a little concealer and go on top and do a little bit of that. I don't do that at this step. You can, but I'm going to show you the step that I do that with a little bit later. But let me get back brow. I'm just going to do the same thing, and this is called brow highlighting, or brow shading, but this definitely gives a really beautiful highlight under the brow, and it shows off your brow work that you've just done. We'll clean up any lines or anything that you've kind of missed from underneath. I don't tend to take the concealer up above and do it on top. My suggestion to that would to just be using a brush that has nothing on it and maybe some Bioderma cleanser or something, and then you can go on top and clean it that way. You don't have to worry about blending out that highlight on top. Blending this out down till it just completely disappears. Brows are on. Brows are on. Okay, so now that we've got our brows on, I just do a very simple one color. Lancome has a various shades and tones. We have a new palette that's coming out, and it's called Ardent Drama. I don't know if I've given out a secret. Next step, eyeshadow. And I tend to do the same shadow all the time. It's just like a deep medium brown, and then I'll do like eyeliner to the base of my lashes, and then just kind of smudge that upward. So it fades from like dark to like medium to like lighter in the crease, and then just kind of goes up. It's my easy one and done application when I don't have a whole lot of time to do you know, tricks and all these different cool things that I see happening on TikTok and on Instagram. So I'm taking a color from the Lancome collection. Now you can use any soft brown, you can use any medium tone brown. There is a brown from the Lancome, I believe it's called Bronze Absolute, and I'm just gonna apply that right on my lid. Now you might have asked, well, do I use an eye primer or anything like that? I don't. I use concealer, and I've used the concealer that I put underneath my eyebrow to highlight. I just kind of blended that all over my lids, and once I put that on the lid, it kind of acts as eyeshadow base. I've never had a problem with that ever, with my shadow lasting and not creasing. I also don't have much crease. I just have this one right here, so I don't really get a lot of eyeshadow creasing. But if you are getting a lot of eyeshadow creasing, I would suggest using an eyeshadow primer. Some primers you have are not all the same. So some primers will really set and lock the eyeshadow in immediately. And then you have some primers that'll give you some playtime. I like concealer because it gives you some playtime. I can put it on. If I feel like it's creasing, I can set it first, which is also a great tip and trick. You'll do some concealer first, then set it with translucent. And then you can go over, especially like with softer colors or dark colors that you don't want to grab too much, because sometimes, you know, it could leave like that fingerprint type of situation when it grabs too much onto the concealer. So I'm just taking this brown color and I'm putting it all on top of my lid, and I'm bringing it like halfway up right into my crease. And this is the darkest brown in that Bronze Absolute palette. And then with the brush that has nothing on it, I'll just go into the crease area and just kind of blend that together and blend it upward. And just so everything blends out, so I can't see where the eyeshadow starts and where it stops. And then I like to pull it out. I'm not adding any more color. I'm literally just using a clean brush with nothing on it. Or if it's your regular eyeshadow brush that you use all the time, I use the same eyeshadows all the time, so I have the same colors, all the same brushes, so I can just take this and just pull it, you know, if I need to. So I pull it out, and this kind of creates like a nice shape for my eye, and it makes it bigger a little bit. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side, just blending her out, and I'm letting it go up into the brow bone. I'm not bringing it all the way to the brows, but I am, you know, letting it blend as much as it needs to. If I need to add extra highlight up underneath there, I can, but cute. We love it cute. Cute. So for the liner now that I put right on top of my lash line and I kind of work it all the way in there, you can use a couple different pencils. I like a kohl pencil because a kohl pencil can be smudged out. It's not going to dry down. You know, you have kind of playtime. It's really great. Sometimes you can use a kohl pencil as an eyeshadow base for eyeshadow. I'm using the Lancome Le Crayon Kohl, and this is just Noir Black. And I'm just going to take it and glide it. She needs sharpening. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. That was not but I'm just gonna stretch my eye a little bit, not too hard. Don't pull like that, but just kind of, especially if you're trying to get that nice cat eye, you can just give her a nice little tug, and it's just gonna kind of pull out your eye just a little bit more. And then I start from the outside and work my way in. I'm just getting that right in the top of my lashes, pulling it out just a little bit. See, I have a nice little wing happening right there, but it just gives my eyes a little bit more definition. So I'm gonna go on to the other eye now and finish her. Okay, now that I have the eyeliner on both sides, I'm just gonna take a little smudge brush. It's like a eraser brush. Some eyeliners have that at the bottom of the pencil and you can kind of smudge it out. This one doesn't have it because it's kohl, but I'm just gonna take that and blend her out a little bit more. You can also, if you want some more, take some off the pencil. That really helps. And you can go right in. I'm just creating like a really simple chic smoky. It's not all over my lid, but it's really just concentrating the depth and the darkness right in the base of my lash line, which, as you can see, adds like a lot of depth in my eyes. So I'm gonna do the same thing to the other one. I'm just smudging it out, just going back and forth until you can't see that it's an actual liner, and I'm definitely pulling it out, creating a little cat eye effect. I don't know if you can see a little cat eye. Same thing on this side. I'm just pulling it out. The shortest little wing ever. This is my everyday look. This is how I go out. I don't do too much. That's what she does. So I'm going to take the same kohl pencil now. I'm just going to create just a little definition at the bottom. The great thing about this pencil, it's not super intense black. So it's just kind of like what I call my daytime black, because like my nighttime black, black. And that's not something that I wear out the day. But this is like a softer black, which is really, really cool. So I'm just, hair. I'm just giving her just a soft rim. Nothing crazy. See on both eyes, right? Now that same brush that I used earlier to blend out the top, there's nothing on it more, but whatever's already on it is what I'm gonna just actually use to smudge out the bottom. Get it out here. She's now all out. I have like a little definition, a little something. She's building, she's coming alive. All right, I'm going to apply some lashes before I finish off the rest of the look, because I know that's not the correct order in which to do it by many standards, but when I don't have a lot of time and I have to really get out, sometimes I could stop right here, put a lash on, put some concealer and some lip gloss, and I'm out the door. So I do that first because then I know at least my eyes are done and I don't have to worry about anything. But in this case, I have time, so I'm showing you how to do everything. And I'm going to do some mascara now, just on the top lashes. I'm not going to do the bottom ones until the end. And I'm using my Idol mascara. I like this one a lot because it really separates the lashes. I'm not looking for a whole lot of volume. This really gives me length, which is amazing, because then when I put the lashes on top, it really molds and meshes well together. I'm not really looking for a whole lot of volume, although this does give great volume, because I am putting on a full strip on top, and that's going to give me all the drama that I need. Just so like they just pull my lashes out so I can see them. So I'm now going to put on my Michelle lashes from Allure Lane. They're my favorites. They're mine. I made them. I designed them especially for you guys, because I know you like a little drama. I like drama too. That's why I made them. So I'm just gonna put them right on. Now this is the reason also too why I do my eyes first, is because no matter what, this right eye of mine, this one, starts to tear up. I can't do anything about it. It's been like that forever. And you all know that when your eye tears up, your nose starts to run. So then my nose start running, and then I'm sitting there like my makeup is done, and then now my nose starts to run, and then I have to get tissue and wipe it. And I just done all this highlighting and contouring and everything, and then I have to wipe my nose. No. So I do the lashes first so that the eyes can water, the nose can run, do all it has to do before I get into this foundation work. Okay? You will not tear up my foundation work. So let me just get this lash on really quick. For the glue dry, the glue is already on there. We're running my mouth the whole time. I hope it's not dry yet, but I just pop her right on. My lashes are super easy to get on. They're super realistic. And they give me all the drama that I need. As you can see the waterworks starting to happen? You see that tear starting to come? The water works. It is about to come. It's starting. See? It's starting. I can't do anything about it. And I love lashes because I make them and I think they're amazing. And it's the only thing that you can use to finish off an actual look. You need an eyelash. No look is finished without a lash, right? Be it extensions or mascara, but you definitely finish off that look with an eyelash. Second eye now. And you're probably like, well, I do these all the time so I can get them on so easy, but I promise you it's not even that. It's the fact that these lashes, the bands are super thin and they curve really well, so they mold pretty. Okay, so eyes on. That was it. A little brown, eyeliner, mascara, a little lash. And now I'm gonna go into my foundation. I don't wear a whole lot of foundation. But when I do, I like to mix the Absolute moisturizer with the Teint Idole all over Ultra Wear. And I'm 540C. And I mix it with the Absolute. I put them together and it creates like a really nice glowy combination that lasts all day. So I've done that. Mix them together. I like to put my foundation on with a brush or a beauty blender. I don't have one here right now, so we're gonna do the brush because that's what I do. And I've mixed them all together. Just gonna buff that into my skin. You hear my nose running already? That's what happens. That's why I put them on first, because I ain't got time for that. I'm trying to go somewhere and do something. I don't put all this foundation on, moisturizer, and did all the things and the serums and mixed and created a beautiful highlight and a harmonious glow. And then my nose starts running and then I gotta wipe it with tissue and do all the things. I'd rather just not go anywhere. I just won't go. I don't put a whole lot of foundation on my forehead because my forehead is pretty glowy. And I don't like to take away the glow on my forehead, so I don't put a whole lot there. But as you can see, this brush just really buffs it on and creates like a nice even layer. I don't really have to go in and do too much coverage. And I'm able to keep the glow. You know, it's all about a glow. I love a glow. So now I'm going to take a little bit of the concealer, the Care and Glow concealer in 420 Neutral. And with a brush, I'm just going to apply that towards the center of my face. I just scoop some out and put a little bit on my hand here. So I'm not going to put it directly on. Then I take a little bit off my hand. And this is what I'm going to use as like a highlight. So I'll place that in highlight areas. You could do this again with a sponge. You can do this with your fingers. I like to just use it with a brush. And I like to kind of place it and then get back to it. You'll notice that, you know, concealers and foundations, sometimes they oxidize. So you put it on one color and it'll oxidize to a shade a little bit darker. This kind of does that. So I just place it in the areas that I want and I let the oxygen do its thing. And as you can see, this is starting to kind of darken up a little bit. This is kind of darkening up a little bit. I'll just let that sit for like a couple, not even, just in time for it to kind of like oxidize and do its thing. Okay, so it's been about, I don't know, 60 seconds. I had to answer a call, so I did that really quick. But as you can see, it's kind of like melted and it creates such just like a really pretty highlight without it being too overdone. And I haven't even blended it out yet, but you could see like how it's kind of like doing its thing. So now that it's kind of like melted and done its thing, I'm gonna just kind of buff it out with a brush, just getting rid of any lines of like separation. Like you don't want to see where it starts and where it ends. So just kind of blending it out. Now this is acting as a highlight, so I don't want it to come down too far. I really don't want it to come past here. So as when I get into here, I'm just blending so that it goes from one to the other without anything really. Same thing on the top of my lip. I bring this kind of right around in here. So I'm keeping that glow all in the center of my face. Bring that out the nose. And then I'm going, so remember when I was telling you in the beginning that I don't really use a concealer to go on the top to clean off the brows, this is when you can go about doing that. So you can use this same brush if you want, or you can use a different brush, and whatever product you already have on the face with it, then you can kind of go in and just like refine the top part of the brow. But I do that at this point just to kind of give a little highlight above as well so that it blends in to my whole forehead. Okay, it's all on. I use the Care and Glow concealer because I like that glowiness in the center of my face, and I need it to match the glow that I've created by mixing the Absolute with the Talkie Doll Ultra Wear Foundation. So this kind of helps to stay glowy and radiant and fresh throughout the day. Then I'm gonna go now in with a deeper color just for a little contour, and I just chose, I feel like this is 550W, and I'm just taking a nice little soft contour, but that's, I don't go any further. I will take a little and kind of edge out here a little bit. Girl has a little double chin, and that helps to kind of get rid of great soft contour. Not a lot. And I usually will take whatever's on the brush, I'm not adding anything more, and I can go down the sides of my nose with it for a really soft contour. Not one that anybody can see, but it will have a nice little effect. So I'm just gonna add some blush now. I haven't put any powder on. I'm letting the foundation do what it's going to do. I'm letting the concealer do what it's going to do. And then now I'm just going to add a little bit of blush on top of the contour that I've created. This is a top secret color that I cannot show you yet, but I think you're gonna be super excited. But I'm just placing it right on the apples of my cheeks and blending it outwards. I do like to come up here in the temples of my forehead just to add a little color. I might even swing it past my chin and a little bit on the top of my nose too, just to kind of give a little rosy awakeness, which is really pretty. It gives me that brightness that I need just to kind of like, hello, I'm here. I'm doing it from my cheeks. I'm going all the way up in my temples. I like to kind of bring it out here a little bit, which is really nice. I always smile when I put blush on because that's where the color is going to really pop the most, is on the cheeks and the apples of the cheeks. So you want to remember always to smile. And it makes you feel good, especially you smiling when you put your makeup on. You have to feel good. If you're not feeling good after you've done this part, girl, just put it away. Stay home. So I have my blush on, feeling fresh as a daisy. I'm going to take that same brown color that I used on the top and just kind of smudge a little bit underneath the bottom here just to kind of soften up the liner that we put on earlier. And this will just create like a soft smoke versus like a real intense, and it just kind of lightened up underneath. And this is the reason why I went at the end, because I wanted to get the concealer on first, and then I like to just smudge this underneath the bottom with the concealer. Now, probably asking, am I not going to set and do any kind of powder? I am. I do that at the very, very end, just in certain areas that I need to not be super, super shiny, because I do like the glow and the shine that's all over my skin. That's really important for me. So I tend to not over powder. But before I put some powder on, I'm going to now put a little mascara on my lashes. This just kind of gives them a little extra zhuzh. I'm not putting it like combing through like I would do my actual lashes. I'm just putting it on the tips just to kind of give a little bit of extra drama. Because, you know, if you know me, you know I like a little drama, honey. It follows me everywhere I go. I can't do anything about it. Okay, so I've got a little bit on the tips, and then I'm going to take that and add to the bottom lashes. Bottom lashes are very important. Don't forget them. No, they may seem as if like they're not to be cared for, but they're very important. So you get my mascara on the bottoms too. It gives you a really open, doughy eye effect, which is really pretty. So I have it all. This is my little everyday look that I like to do when I'm going out or if I'm doing an event or something like that. And then at the very, very end, I will add a little translucent powder just in the areas that I don't want super shiny, especially on camera. And this is the Set It and Forget It translucent powder by Home. All translucent powders are not the same, so be very careful. You have some that will leave a very white cast on your face, and you have some that are very, very translucent and are really invisible. You put that on and it's going to never be seen. So I use something like that, and I just powder down the center of my face. I don't tend to go towards the perimeter or any kind of outside parts. I just do the center of my face. I'm just adding some right in the middle here in my forehead, because that's what usually tends to shine when it's time to film. When you're walking on camera, I'll come right here on the chin. I come right underneath my eyes, but I just stay right in there on both sides of my lip And then I'll take it and just bring it down just on the bridge of my nose, not the sides, because kind of like the shine on both sides. But I don't want like my laugh lines in here to be shiny, because then that's, you know, something that you're gonna see from far away, and I don't want to that. So that's the reason why I put powder in certain places. And then I'll go back in and do like any little revisiting and rejudging. Sometimes when I'm putting on the blush or the powder, I'll take away some of my brow right here, which I've done. So I'm just going to go back in and just give a couple strokes right in there, just to give her some love and bring her back to life. Boom. And then at the very end, I'm just gonna brush them up and brush them out, and that makes it look more realistic and natural versus completely drawn on. Last but not least, my lips. I like to use a chocolate brown lip liner. I'm going to show you my little technique as to how I put on that color. So I start by going on the outside. I don't go and fill my entire lip. I just kind of do it on perimeters. So I'm going to go right here towards the outside. I don't mind a little overdrawing, but I just overdraw the sides. Kind of stopping halfway between the corner and right in the cupid's bow, and then I'll just fill that in the corner. Same thing with the other side, halfway filling it in. Now my bottom lip, I do go the entire way, so I'll go from here all the way over on the bottom, corner, and then I leave this top part. I don't go on to that one too much because I like the highlight of the cupid's bow, the top part of my lip chat. And once that's like that, I just kind of blend it out a little bit. So I'm gonna finish off now with my absolute favorite lip gloss. This is Rosy Plump by Lancome. This plumps, it smells amazing. It gives a really beautiful natural shine to the lips without making it like super, you know. So I love to use this. As you can see, she's almost finished. I'm super excited to tell you about some amazing news in regards to the Rosy Plump, but I have to hold on to it, so I can't tell you right now. But she is my absolute favorite. I love. I just put this right in the center, and I get stopped all the time. They want to know, what do you have on? What gloss is that? It is the perfect rosy nude for me, and it just complements the liner really well. So it gives me that kind of caramel latte, mocha latte, nude situation is the results. I hope you guys like it. I'll be listing all the products so that you'll be able to see, from the foundation to the moisturizer, even the lashes, Michelle, which is my favorite ones. And I hope you guys like the look. Stay tuned for next week's episode of the Daily Beat.